Right.
Yeah, well, I always have.
Court is back in session in three cases. All three, the following numbers are in session is cause number 327-330, cause number 330-015, and cause number 330-229. All three cases are styled the state of Texas versus Michael Simpson or Michael Dwayne Simpson. Mr. Simpson, is that your full name?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Mr. Simpson, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Simpson, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
Mr. Simpson, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Simpson?
I'm all right today. You all right, Judge Holmes?
Yes, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Simpson, in cause number 30015, I have before me an information that alleges that on or about June 7 of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespassing. Mr. Simpson, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir, I do.
And to this charge, Mr. Simpson, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
I plead guilty, sir.
Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Simpson, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment, also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. On page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials, MS, that are on a line, that next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir, I did.
And on page, let me do this here now. Mr. Grove, do you waive a record in Mr. Simpson case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now, Mr. Simpson, on page 2 of this document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Mr. Simpson, did you also sign this document?
Yes, sir.
On the next document, Mr. Simpson, there's a signature above the line that is titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. Mr. Simpson, did you sign your signature above the line that is titled defendant?
Yes, sir, I did.
Now, Mr. Simpson, at the top of the same document, there are two boxes that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I understand.
The next box, the second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Simpson, I also have a document here on paper that is titled Discovery Certification. And Mr. Simpson, did you sign this document? There's
Yes,
a
sir, I did.
signature. There's a signature above the line that is titled defendant.
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Now, Mr. Simpson, before you sign and initialed these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir, he did.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir, I understood.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the
Yes,
best
sir.
of your knowledge?
Yes, sir, they
Now,
are.
Mr. Simpson, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir, I am.
And state, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, you like to offer States 1?
Yes, Judge. State offer states one.
Any
No
objection?
objection, Your Honor.
No objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Grove, you've advised in counsel, Mr. Simpson, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, sir.
Mr. Simpson, your attorney, Mr. Grove, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir, I am.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir, he did.
Mr. Simpson, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
In exchange for the defendant's plea in this case, we're recommending confinement in the Jefferson County Jail for a period of 60 days. We're asking that the court give the defendant credit for the 60 days previously spent in custody, making this a time-served plea agreement. We're asking that the court run the jail sentence, in this case, concurrent with the jail sentence in the companion case appearing in cause number 330229, in a resisting arrest case. And lastly, we're asking that the court dismiss cause number 327330, a resisting arrest case, as part of the plea in this deal pursuant to Chapter 1245 of the Texas Penal Code.
Mr. Simpson, the state is offering that you serve 60 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail because you've already served 60 days in the Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for time served. The court cost, and Mr. Simpson, the court cost in this case is $327, but you will not have to pay the $327 because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court cost will be taxed and retired. Now this case will run concurrent with cause number 330229, and the state will be dismissing cause number 327330. Mr. Simpson, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir, I do.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir, and I thank you very much.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, Mr. Simpson, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Simpson, your next case is cause number 327330. And this is a state's first amended motion to revoke probation that was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office on May 31st of 2021. This first amended motion to revoke your probation alleges that you, Michael Simpson, was tried on June 3rd of 2021 for the offense of resisting arrest, search, transportation, and that you were found guilty and assessed punishment at a term of 180 days confinement in Jefferson County Jail and a fine of $1,000. Your confinement was probated for a period of 2 years. The state, in its motion, there are 4 allegations in the original motion and 2 allegations in the first amended motion. Hold on a minute. The tablet is acting up a little bit. Okay. Now, is this MTRP? Oh.
Judge, did we use the right paperwork on that MTRP?
No, that's what I'm looking at. It looks
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah,
I
don't think we used revocation paperwork on that.
Well, he didn't check the box, and then the box wasn't checked with the allegations or anything on here.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. Oh man. Hold on a minute. We'll